What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? How are we doing today? It is super zoomed in on me. I had my camera off on the other side. Hopefully you're all having a wonderful Sunday. Had a wonderful weekend. Let me fix my microphone. I'm back. Let's get back to work. A bit of a glare on this. Let's see if I can fix it. There we go. That looks a heck of a lot better. All right, so it looks like you guys had a pretty great week last week. I mean, there was a lot of opportunity that popped off, and I wasn't even here. So let's get into this weekly watch list. The one stock that I kept hearing about last week was BTBT. BTBT went on a nice phenomenal run last week and gave you guys plenty of opportunities. Let's blow this up real quick. Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday was the only day it didn't really perform, which was this day right here. But other than that, you guys had a phenomenal Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, then Friday. So 4 out of the 5 trading days last week, you could have just traded this. And look at the range it's been offering on it. A good, what, $1.50 range from the bottom right there. And every single time you could have bought this thing right off that $8. From 8 rips up to 9.50. So going into next week, Monday, we don't know which way it's going to want to gap up or gap down. We could wake up Monday and this thing's gapping up to $15. So let's continue to keep eyes on this going into next week. Who knows what will happen? Monday, just amazing from 5 up to 9.50. Even here on Wednesday, after it had this sell-off here all day. Nice little 50-cent bounce right there. But this thing just got hacked on Tuesday. Then fast forwarding to Wednesday. Nice morning open. Bottoms out at 7. And from 7 just rips up to 9.50. Nice $2.50 opportunity. This stock, I really didn't even check the chat with you guys. Let's see on all of these days. So I don't even know how you guys traded this bad boy. Let's see what you guys said. Push over VWAP, near VWAP. All right, we got Hawk Driver share or Irish sharing what he was watching here. So like I said, I wasn't here last week. So I'm going to have to go back into the chat logs here, see what you guys were all looking at. And I have an idea of what I want to keep my eyes on out of the going into next week, I'll say. I have a list up right here in front of me. But other than that, I don't know what you guys were all watching. So Roy Live says, does BTBT look interesting on the 29th? I mean, if you guys didn't take advantage of BTBT all last week, there's something wrong with you. There is. Because to me, this is a beautiful, beautiful multi-day runner opportunity. Just so many. You could see it clear as day. Right off that $8 every single time. The last 3 days, running up to that 950. And right out of the open on Friday, this thing rips up, gets over that 8, holds, wedges out. Then even from 8 gets a nice $1 rip. Comes all the way back down to that 8 again. And then at the end of the day, Friday, you get another run up to 9. So Friday, you guys had 2 opportunities to play off that $8 for a $1 run. Now, this is just one stock, BTBT. We still haven't even gotten into what else popped off last week. So let's go over here to the members chat so I can write out here the weekly watch list for next week. And if you guys have any stocks that you guys want to call out here on the stream, feel free to go ahead and call them out. And I'll pull them up. What popped off last week that you feel is worth keeping an eye on and paying attention to? So we got BTBT, number 1 on our list. What else do we got? A-pop didn't do nothing. That stock, a lot of red candles on it. I've seen somebody talk about that. We had MRIN have a nice surge on Friday. Even on Wednesday, this had a nice surge. If you remember MRIN recently, this ran way back here just towards the end of January. This thing ran from $2 all the way up to $27. And since that run, it got a bounce here and then continued to get driven down. Now, this is from shorts covering. From 6 all the way up to 950, that's a $4.50 opportunity there. So MRIN with a nice score Friday. And then even on Wednesday, let's zoom in on this. Creeps up all day, making this wedge right just underneath that $7. And from 7 rips up to 750. Consolidates for a quick moment right here. Pushes up another 50 cents to $8. So in total, a $1 move right here from this wedge breakout here. Just from keeping an eye on previous recent runners. MRIN. Will this continue going into next week? Who knows? It really needs to get back up and over, I'm going to say $10 for it to even think about maybe continuing. We can throw it on our list, but it's just going to be to see how it plays out. Because if you look at it, this thing just got beat down and beat down, and it's just been having these pops. That's all it's been doing. One nice pop, continue to fail out. One nice pop, most likely, probably going to continue to just stall out. They did an offering not too long ago in this big run up here. What they came out with, it was like they were planning on selling 200 million or something over the course of time. Let's see here. It might be a bit too far. They wanted to sell like 200 million, or was it 20 million? I can't remember. Thanks for subscribing, Randy. Welcome to the Wolfpack, buddy. If you guys are new to the channel here, hit that subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there to 10,000 subscribers. Yeah, let's keep MRIN on the back burner going into next week. I think it's worth keeping an eye on. What else popped off? Looks like AHPI. AHPI had a few good days last week, and Friday it really started to up and go. The float on it's only 3 million here on Friday, right out of the open at 625, runs all the way up to 950. Man, you guys had a lot of opportunities last week. You did. Wow. This market was hot last week. And then just consolidates the rest of the day. So let's throw AHPI up on the list going into next week. For AHPI, just like BTBT, that big $10 was a big level to get through, and it just kept stalling out just underneath that $10. Even going back and looking at a stock's personality, we're going back 3 days. Look at the stock test high of day multiple times right here at that 750 level. If I draw a line straight across, and if you fast forward a few days, look what it did here, right at $10. It just tested high of day multiple times. Pay attention to a stock's personality. This stock has shown us now 2 times that it just likes to run up and test high of day. So you're going to need to take that into consideration if this is in play next week. Pay attention to a stock's personality. I preach about it all the time. And how much volume did this do? 110 million in volume on Friday. So we don't know if AHPI, once again, we don't know if it's going to gap up or if it's going to gap down Monday. What we can do, throw it on our weekly watch list, see how this thing's opening Monday. And if it gets up over that $10, it's in the money. Looking at the daily chart, over that $10, 10.50, this thing could run up to $12, $14, $15. It's a runner in the past. Traders remember stocks that ran. You see, it recently had 3 good days on the daily chart. Here it ran from 4 up to 11.50 in 1 day. Here it ran from 5.50 up to 10.50 in 1 day. And here it ran from 6 all the way up to 10.50 in 1 day. So this stock, look at it how many times on this daily chart, and recently it's ran $3, $4 to the upside in 1 day. Traders are pulling this stock up and they're saying, wow, this stock, look at those big green juicy candles. This stock can run. And when traders see stuff like this, they're going to keep eyes on it. They're going to keep eyes on this versus something like XBIO. You see all the red candles on this thing? The big, juicy red candles on this? Traders are going to pull up something like this. They're going to be like, ew, this thing, it's got no history of spiking. All I'm seeing are huge, big red candles. That's not going to attract traders. I'm paying attention to the past, right? So this stock is telling me in the past, this stock just sells off all day. And if you look at what it did, on Friday, it did exactly that. Sure, it had a good day on Thursday, but after that, game over. From this $4 XBIO, it may get a little bounce on it, but not much. Maybe up to $5, maybe. It's not going to be much. That was a good day here on Thursday. From 3 running up to 5:30s, and then running up to 6 after hours. Like I said, you guys had a lot of activity last week. You guys really did. Some amazing opportunities out here. What else did we have pop off? That stalled out. HVBT ran from 2 to 3. SNTG, this was a real fast pump and dump from 450 up to 650. And let's check on MOXC. MOXC leveled out at 14 here and 17. This was on watch last week. I remember I had a buddy keeping an eye on this for a potential swing, and we were looking at how high it could potentially go, and we said at least $19 to $20. This thing from 15 creeped its way up to 17, back down to 16, and then Friday, every spike up, it would give majority of it back, but you could see it would come right back. This is a very tricky stock. Very tricky. When you have a stock have a run like this, and then it gives back all of its gains, and then it comes right back and just push up even higher, gives back all of its gains, pushes up higher. I mean, look at the range on this. 1650 running up to 18. It's a $1.50 run. Back and forth right there. These plays are not for everybody. They're not. All these stocks are going to have different personalities. You got to adapt. Stick to the personalities that you like and you feel you can manage your risk the best with. Because that's what it's all about, guys. Paying attention to stocks that you can manage your risk off of and do it with confidence. We got AHPI. Let's take a look at Sava. Sava just had a recent big sell-off. Big sell-off. So within 2 days on Sava, it collapsed from 145 all the way down to 65. A lot of people are going to be looking at this as a potential opportunity to buy the dip. This is some pretty sharp selling here. Something bad had to have happened within inside of the company. I didn't get to look into the news. They announced positive cognition data with Alzheimer's disease. Down 11% following Stat News report that its Alzheimer's study results are being criticized by scientists. Let me look into this real quick. If it's just down on scientists making fun of this, that's not a good enough reason. Sava presents new data for Alzheimer's treatment test. Shares surge 31% midday. That's a big sell off there. That doesn't make no sense. Following Stat News report that its Alzheimer's study results are being criticized by scientists. That makes no sense. So, let's see. We had a sell off here from 145 all the way down to 95. Bounces right there. That was a beautiful bounce here on Thursday. From this sell off right here, bouncing up like that, that's a good bounce. And then gets hammered back down and then went sideways almost near that psychological $100, near that level. And then the next day, the selling pressure continues. It looked like it was trying to get up. No, because it gapped down. Man, this thing tanked. This thing tanked. So we know a lot of people are going to have their eyes on Sava, guys. What I'm going to say about Sava, do not try to be a bottom picker. Don't. Just because it's low and this thing sold off pretty bad doesn't mean it can't go down any lower. This thing could see $50, $40. You never know. You never know. Don't try to catch a falling knife. Look at back in history. When was this? What, 4 or 5 months ago when we had the Discovery Channel and all those other names have big sell-offs? What was the name of those? DISCA. So names like Discovery, and this is a perfect example. Look at the big sell-off it had. And it didn't really have any bounce at all. And still to this day, when this thing sold off right here, March 22nd. So let's say it had a big sell-off like this, and you're like, wow, now I can get it at a discount. I'm gonna buy it for that bounce. And you buy it, let's say right there. You're still underwater to this day. You bought in at around 40, and it's down here now at $30. You're down $10 a share. You got your money tied up now since March 22nd. We're going into August. You've had your money tied up for 4 months now, and this thing still has not bounced. Who knows if it ever will, you know? So this is proof right here, guys. Just because stocks have big sell-offs doesn't mean they have to bounce. They don't have to do anything. Sure, we can keep an eye on these big sell-offs for if they do bounce, but they don't have to bounce. They don't have to. There's no reason for it to bounce, right? Always keep an open mind. And this is a big name. That's the Discovery Channel. This is a big, well-known name. And for it to not bounce, and even 5-6 months later, it still hasn't bounced, and it's just getting driven down lower and lower. You don't want to be like John Doe buying in on this, and now his money's tied up for 5 months. And he's watching all of these other opportunities come and go in the stock market because now he's a long-term investor into the Discovery Channel, and the share price just keeps dropping lower and lower by pennies every single day. Don't be like that guy. But with Sava, we can most definitely keep an eye on this because you don't know. This thing could have a good bounce. Look at what it did here from the past, right here. It went from 120 all the way down to 40 bucks. This thing gapped up, and from 50 it shot up to about 70 bucks. So that's a good $20 run right there. Right there. And the same thing is pretty much happening right here. Looks pretty similar, doesn't it? Does it mean it's gonna happen 100%? We try to look at history for it to happen again. But this is a good sign right here. I like to see that. Sure, the bounce could have been better, and this thing could have bounced way up here. But still, a $20 bounce within a day, that's a pretty good bounce. And even if you get a slice of pie from that $20 bounce, a $5, $7, $8 move out of that, that's a good payday. That could be your whole week, your whole month right there in one trade. So let's throw Sava on that weekly watch list. Let the selling continue to die off on this. Let it prove to us that it's ready. So who knows? Once again, Monday, this thing could gap up or it could gap down. We don't know. So we're just going to have to wait and see where this gaps up or gaps down on Monday and take it from there. I'm not going to sit here and lay out a plan with you guys when it's at 70 bucks right here and say, well, all right, let's see if it can get up to 75 and then 80 going into tomorrow. And we'll take it from there and see if we can get a test at 100. Or if it comes back down to 50, and then we wake up Monday and it's gapping up to 120 bucks, where we would just be wasting our time. So let's see where this gaps up on Monday or gaps down on Monday. Let it prove to us that it's ready. That's a big sell-off. That's a huge sell-off. That's like $100, $80 sell-off in 2 days. That's gonna be a good bounce. Let me see what someone said here on Sava. If you guys remembered Sava in the past, you know how fast and wicked Sava can be. This thing in the past, it rips $3, $4, $5 at a time. It's very, 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 very high risk. So watch your share size. Take that into mind. Adjust to how volatile a stock is. Let's take a look at APT. This is a bit of a grinder. And it just had 4 straight green days. So it could be potentially starting to stall out. It really needs to hold up above that $12 for a continuation. I'm not really going to pay too much close attention to APT because this thing, it's just a grinder, like I said. Very, very choppy. FLGC. This thing had a good run here on Wednesday from 5 up to 10. Look at this, guys. This is what I'm talking about. FLGC. This was on Wednesday. And this is now like the 4th or 5th stock that's moved from $5 to $10 in 1 day. The 4th or 5th stock. Look at how many opportunities you guys had last week. This was a hot market last week. BTBT, AHPI, MRIN, FLGC, all of them had the same characteristics, running from $5 to $10. That's a $5 range on multiple different stocks. So with this one running up, it gave back 75% of its run up day here. You're really going to have to see this get back up above 8. And the highest it will probably go, $9.25, $1. We can throw it on the back burner to see how this thing wants to play out. I'm not much of a fan of this one, to be honest, because it just ran from 3 to almost 11. Then on this day, just got completely demolished right there on Thursday. And then Friday, it was just range bound from 675 up to 775, $1. There is the potential, though, this thing could short squeeze if shorts get aggressive on it. It's a medium flow at 33 million. Yeah, we can keep eyes on it, see how it wants to play out. SPCE. Something's going on with this one. It's starting to... Looks like it's trying to level out at that $30. But it's in a confirmed downtrend. It's just consolidating. This thing could potentially be heading lower. This thing could be heading down to 25, 20 bucks. Because these space companies that build rockets, they're money hungry. They're just like pharmaceuticals and your bioscience or biochemical companies. They need money to go to space. They need money to build these rockets, right? So they're always going to be doing at the market offerings. They're always going to, because they're money hungry. Snap. This thing just hit all-time new highs. Been pulling back. Snapchat is more of a swing trade. I'd look for this. If I was a swing trader for Snapchat, I'd be looking for it to pull back and break that trend. Break back up over 77. This thing could start running, and you know everybody's going to want to try to get it to test that $100. And then real quickly, I was on vacation last week and they finally did it. They IPO'd Robinhood. Robinhood opened on Thursday. Let's take a look at this real quick, the day it opened. So they opened Robinhood at $38 per share. As soon as they open it, look at this run down here from 38 to 35. And they rip it right back up. From 35, it runs all the way up to 40. And then they drive it down even more. Wow. Let's continue to keep eyes on Robinhood. Robinhood, this is like the biggest IPO of 2021. Everybody has been anticipating this IPO for a few years. And there's a lot of people that use Robinhood. A lot of people. I think right now price action on it is a bit still too crazy. Let this thing start to settle down. Let it pick a direction. I can already start to try to see it setting up something here on the 10-minute. It needs to get back up over 37. If it can get over that 37, this thing could start running. I mean, look at it, how much volume. Right there and right there with these volume at price at that 36 and 37 level. So let's see how this continues to set up. Who knows? This thing could squeeze. You never know. Let's let it set up. I think it's well worth keeping eyes on. NSYS. This thing will more than likely probably get like an euphoria run. It's like a low float mover. NIO had a good day on Friday, running from 42 up to 45, consolidated the rest of the day. Next week, it could get that run up test to 50 bucks. It could. NIO is more of like a swing trading type of stock. Someone said you. This is a newer IPO. Man, this one, it's got no volume. You can see volume's very, very spotty on it. here on Thursday, it's just not worth my time. And then even on Friday, just real spotty with the volume. Not worth it. So let's see what some of you guys are saying here in the chat. Did we put... I'm gonna pull up Finviz real quick too. All right, we're gonna run through quickly a few of the stocks you guys been commenting. ITP? No, it's a penny stock. I'm not interested in penny stocks. APT, we already talked about. We're not interested in APT. ICVX. So if your stock is under $1, don't even bother commenting it. Those stocks that are under $1, they're just not worth it, in my opinion. They're too hard to trade. That's where all the noobs are, all the new people with their small accounts. Now, I'm not hating on people who have small accounts, but you got to think about it. If you're a new trader and you don't know nothing about the stock market or even how to trade, right? You have a $1,000, $2,000 account. Where are you going to pay attention to? The small piece of crap, low priced stocks. Because with your $1,000, $2,000 account, you can't trade stocks that are $40, $30, even $20 because you're only going to be able to buy maybe 15 shares at most. You'd be putting up your whole portfolio. So these new traders with these small accounts, they focus on stocks under $1 because they're like, yeah, I got $1,000. This stock's at 25 cents. I can buy 2,000, 3,000 shares. And then they get these unrealistic expectations that the stock's gonna run up $1, $1.50, when in reality it's only moving maybe 5 pennies up and down. Think of it like this. Anytime you guys have to buy more shares of a company, now that's more risk you have to worry about, right? Think about that. Now you have all these noobs, new people trading these stocks under $1. It just leads to randomness, and it's going to make the stock really hard to trade, and it's going to lead to a lot of choppiness because all these noobs and new people don't know what they're doing. They're all buying in at random prices. Real quickly, I mean, just look at it. You had one good run up right out of the morning. And then after that run up here, the stock gave back practically, 80, 90% of its run up. And the run up, how much was it? From 41 cents, it ran all the way up to 52 cents. So it ran up 10 pennies. So I would have had to have bought 10,000 shares. And for it to run up 10 pennies, what is that, $1,000? That's not worth my time. And it took how long? An hour to run up 10 pennies? So from 9:30 to almost 10:30. So about 45 minutes. It's just not worth it. Versus these stocks like BTBT. I mean, look at one day here. BTBT in one day ran from $5 to $10. That's a $5 per share move in a day. And even when you fast forward, look at here, from 750 at 11:30, 750, it exploded up to almost 950 from 11:30 to 11:50. So in 20 minutes, this stock exploded to the upside, $2 per share. I mean, come on, bruh. What? This is where I want to pay attention to. This is where you guys make the money. I mean, where are you going to go? Stock explodes up $2 like that, and you only need to buy maybe 1,000 shares, maybe 500 shares, and the stock explodes up $2 like that. This is where the smart money's paying attention. I say it all the time. This is where the smart money is paying attention. The smart money is not going to be paying attention to these stocks that are 40 pennies. They're not going to be paying attention and wanting a stock to make money on just running up 10 cents. Does that make sense? Now, there are people out there that do see opportunity in stocks like this. There are. Not me. Not when we have stocks like BTBT running up like that, $5 a share. MRIN from $6 to $9. AHPI running from $6 to $10. I mean, these are dollar per share moves, and they're low priced enough. Even with the $1,000 account, stocks at, let's say, $5. I got to get my calculator for this. I'm not the greatest at math. But even with a $1,000 account, you could buy 200 shares with the stock at $5. It runs up $3 a share. Even if you caught $1 of that, you made $200. You just grew your portfolio, your $1,000 account. What, 220? I can't do the math here. 200%, right? 20%. I'm sorry. That's good. 20% is a good return. Most people aim to grow their portfolio in a year. They try to outperform the S&P 500. And normally the S&P 500 gives returns from 12 to 16%, depending on how bullish the market is. So these hedge funds out there that take people's money, they aim to do better than the S&P 500. Well, that's why, long story, it's not worth paying attention to them penny stocks, guys. It's not. I'm glad to be back, Mr. Calvin. NAOV collapsed in sympathy to Sava. I obviously cannot type all night either. Yeah. It wasn't a big collapse. I don't know if Sava and NAOV is running in sympathy of each other. No, that's not making any sense. But NAOV on its own is gearing up, it looks like, for that break over 3. And if it breaks over 3, This thing could run up to 350. Breaks over 350. This thing's going to go to 450. This, you also have a squeeze going on here on the daily chart with that 50-day crossing over the 200-day. NAOV. Let's keep this one on the back burner. I like this one. This one could be a potentially, if nothing's going on, this could be a nice, easy $1, $1.50 play, swing play. This one you're going to have to be more patient with. Pay attention to the big picture. Let's bring up that 10-minute. So right here, with the downtrend on it, it finally broke that downtrend, and it popped up right here. Now it's pulling back and gearing up, as I was saying. It's gearing up for that potential next leg back up to its highs. Up here around that $3 area where those wicks are. So you're going to need for this to hold up just above 225. Sound like a plan? So from this 240 area, more of a swing trading type of play here. Risking 20 pennies, 20 cents to make potentially $1, $1.50 if it keeps pushing up. That's a pretty good risk versus reward. But this is more of a swing trade, like I said. It could take all day, Monday, for it to make its run up to $3. Maybe even longer. In the market, that's like the hardest thing to know is timing. You could see what's going to happen. The hardest thing to nail down is when it will happen. That's the hardest thing to nail down. So NAOV, I like it. It looks like it's gearing up. Keep it on watch and take it in 50-cent intervals. We got NURO. Yeah, I remember NURO. This was in play before I went on vacation. This thing got beat down. Wow, look at that fake out. This thing faked out hard. So you see you got a wedge right here. It broke out from that wedge, rips up, and then slams all the way back down, and then just continued to get hammered down. Lower and lower and lower. Talk about a false breakout. From $20.50, rips up real fast. This is the opportunity. You gotta be fast. Because things can happen and change so quickly. I tell you guys all the time, it never hurts locking in profits. And this stock running out of this wedge here from $21, I'm sorry, from 21 rips to almost $24. That's a $3 spike to the upside, all within 5 minutes. And then in a blink of an eye, it's all gone. Right there. That's how fast it happened. From 21 up to almost 23.50, almost 24. And then slams down, and look at that nasty wick. Man. A few death candles on this thing. If you really pay attention to these candlesticks, guys, they drop hint bombs left and right. You got a big long wick here. You got your death candle right there. You got a huge doji right there. I know you guys see that. Look at the price range on that. From $22.75 to $20.80. So that's about a $2 range right there. Here, 22 up to 23. That's a $1 range. 22.50 down to 20.74. It's just about a $2 death candle. It's crazy. It's a lot of risk. This thing is so beat down. It really is. It failed to bounce right there. They're just someone. They have to be heavily diluting this thing. They have to be. People with inside the company are just dumping shares. Dumping and dumping and dumping. Because this thing was $3 a share. And it ran all the way up to $40. If you were with inside that company and your stock ran up $40 per share within a couple days, wouldn't you want to take profits off the table? I know I would. For this, set a couple alerts. If it triggers, then we'll pull it up and reevaluate it. I'll put a couple alerts. I'll put one at 16. And I'll put one at 17. That way, if it goes off on our alerts, guys, we can pull it up. We can reevaluate it. And then we could take it from there. But until then, let's just throw some alerts on it and move along. Who knows if those alerts will ever hit? Let me readjust here. Yeah. Getting old, guys. LHDX. Not much of a fan of it. See, whenever I pull up charts, and I call them death grinds. If I see a run up like this, and then it gives back all of its gains and even more, and then you could see it's in a channel clear as day. It's just up in an up channel. Just grinding up is what it's doing. Gradually grinding up. I don't really care for stocks like this because you just got to be really patient with them, you know? And it's got decent range. It's got, I'm going to say 50, 70 cent range on it. Play the channel. That's what you could do. Play the channel. Whenever it comes down to the bottom of the channel, that's a buy opportunity. Goes to the upside of that channel, that's your sell opportunity. Buy opportunity, sell opportunity. Buy opportunity. Then when it comes back up to that top of the trend line, that'd be your sell opportunity. And just repeat it back and forth, back and forth. These are more of swing trading type of plays here. See where I'm going with that? Not really day trading. So LHDX, you're on the right path. It's a bullish setup, but this is probably going to grind up to 10, and then it's going to slam and break that channel all the way back down to probably $8.750. Who knows? It could up and go. It's got to get momentum going into it, and it's a higher float too. The float's almost 40 million. TKAT. Wow, this bad boy exploded a few times last week, huh? So Monday, it exploded from $6 up to $8. And then Friday, 620 up to 750. I'm going to say TKAT, give it a bit more time. Let it set up. Let's look at that 10-minute. You guys can't really see it because of the chat. So we got a nice little rounding bottom here. And it's starting to perk up. So if this can pull back and hold up at this level right here, at that 650 level, give it time. Let it develop and set up. This could take a week, 2 weeks. We know TKAT is a runner in the past. It may want to set up again, but for right now, let this continue to set up. It is showing life with the nice little spikes that it's got. As of right now, swing traders are getting in on this because they think it's bottomed out. And they're looking for that bounce, potentially up to 10, maybe even $14. Who knows? Let that play out. I don't think it's worth keeping an eye on right now. Let me see you guys' comments. Hold on. DITF. Yeah, BITF. That thing could squeeze. I'm not going to keep eyes on this one. This is more of a swing trading type of play. Maybe it gets that momentum and squeezes up 450, 550, 650. It needs that press release to get volume going up into it. ERYP. That's garbage. Yeah, nobody's going to be interested in ERYP. Maybe, it's just nasty. It's nasty. I mean, you got to ask yourself, Is this gonna attract other traders' attention? Does this look eye appealing? No, this looks like dog crap. You gotta tell yourself this. Would you pay attention to this? Heck no, this is garbage. This stock not once proved to me that it could even spike. It failed out of the morning here. It got halted. They open it back up out of that hole and slam it down, giving back all of its gains. It wedged out right here and it failed. It consolidated, looked like it was trying to do a rounding bottom, and it failed. Look at that death candle. 775 slams all the way down to 675. That's a $1 death candle. And then it just got driven down even more. That one, it looks like it's starting to maybe potentially bottom out there. Going into after hours, they just drive it down even more. So ask yourself, just because a stock popped right here real quickly, I mean, it gave back 80% of that pop right there, and it failed. It didn't even prove to you that it could run. And even when you look at that daily chart, look at that. That's ugly. Nobody's interested on this. There's no volume in the history of this stock. Makes sense? The one day it had volume, right here, it did 80 million. No, 60 million in volume. Nah. So you got to tell your stuff like that. Just keep it simple. Keep it simple. Traders are going to come back to stocks that have proven they like to run over and over and over and over and over again. Look at BTBT and look at how well this performed. And it kept spiking and popping up. And look at all the volume, because people kept coming back every single day on it. No need to overcomplicate things and make it hard on yourself. If you pull that chart up, and you should be asking yourself, is this going to attract other traders? Does this look eye appealing? Right? If not, then it's not worthy. Move along. ICVX. We talked about ICVX, I think. Volume's too light on this thing. It's a very, very, very high risk type of play. That's a big range. ANVS. Always keep risk management number one, guys. If you focus on risk management number one every single trade, this is how you continue to be around. You have to take your risk management seriously and prioritize it. Risk management is everything. Because if you have no risk management and you don't make adjustments to your share size, you're not going to be here for long. You're not. The market is eventually going to take your money. ANVS. This had a super slam down. This thing, it could have a good bounce on it. It could. But this is more of a, it's going to be a very high risk play. It is. Just like Sava. ANVS is just like Sava. It's currently getting hammered down right now, going lower and lower. Wait. Wait for this thing to prove itself that it's done making lower lows. Don't be a bottom catcher trying to catch a falling knife. Big fall from $111 all the way down to $34. You best believe this is going to catch people's attention. It could have a good bounce on it. We'll throw it on watch and see how it plays out. I think that's going to be the theme going into next week, guys. Risk management, risk management, risk management, risk management, risk management, risk management, risk management. I can repeat it 100 more times if you want me to. I think that this is going to be the theme next week. So let's be cautious. I'm actually going to include that in the notes. Side note, going into next week. Risk management. Side note, going into next week, risk management is going to be the theme and priority. I am seeing a lot of eye-catching, high risk, high reward type plays. Let's not get caught up in the FOMO. Yeah, I like that. So let's make that a priority, guys, going into next week. Risk management, risk management, risk management. I'll repeat it, like I said, 100 times if you guys want me to. This is how you guys stay in the game. These people out here trading stocks like this, they're not considering their size. They're not adjusting to how volatile the stock is. So if you're used to trading 1,000 shares, you never consider how volatile every stock is. And you don't adjust your share size depending on how volatile that stock is. Then a stock like ANVS pops up and this thing's ripping $5, $8 at a time. You jump in with your 1,000 shares, this thing is gonna chew you up and spit you out like Jaws. Look at that. $47 runs up here to $53. Thanks for subscribing, Crawford. Welcome to the Wolf Pack. 47 to 53. Grinds all the way up to 62. 59.50 to 56.50. That's a $3 candle right there. 58 down to 54. So that's a $4 candle right there. 1 minute candle, $4. I want to hear you guys in the comments. What's number one priority always? Tell me. I'm looking at the bigger picture over 10. Zoom out. You will see I'm all interested as maybe other people watching that high breakout. Okay, BITF you're talking about. Tim Sykes, yeah, he's got a big following. He definitely does. All right, Irish, let's do it. Let's do it. Irish, we'll put BITF on the weekly watch list. I think you're onto something there. I think you are. Now that you said that. I see exactly what you're thinking. I do. BITF. We'll add it to the list. Let's see. Risk management is number one. Risk management. That was LHDX. All right, all right. LHDX. Going off of the 10-minute. It could get momentum, snap, and pop. Man, I just don't see it, though, on this one. Like I said, all I see on this one, it's just, you could see it somewhat through the chat on the screen. It's just grinding up, and it's eventually going to fall out. If you look way back here, look what it did here. See how it was just, it had that big sell-off right here, and it grinded up, and then it fell out, and then it continued its downtrend. Same thing is happening right here. I mean, don't get me wrong, though. It could break over that $10, and it could start going 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It could. It could. You can keep eyes on it. Keep checking up on it. That $10, I think, is going to be a very important level for you, Irish, on LHDX. If it gets over 10 and holds 10, like I said, take it in levels. Volume's super light on this bad boy. Plus, I don't know what's going in on the inside. I don't know the fundamentals. I don't know. I'm only looking at it at a technical standpoint. But if it pops up, I'm sure you'll mention it in the chat next week. All right, I see a lot of you guys said risk management, risk management. All right, tell yourself that every day, guys, every single day. Risk management is number one. That's how we stay around in this game. We manage and protect our portfolios. I don't want to be that person that goes YOLO on a 50-50 play. It just, no. I want to live to trade another day. SWI. You need a lot to get going on that bad boy. Not really interested in that one. Let's run through quickly here on my list from 2 weeks ago to see how these stocks fared out last week. Just run through them real quickly. See if there's any that are worth keeping an eye on. You know what? This C-pop is not looking too bad. This is a newer newer IPO. Yeah, sure, it got beat down and beat down, but it's pulling back and looking like it's trying to gear up. I'm gonna put an alert on this. $6.25. It's a kind of a low float too. I'd say a medium float. The float on it's 11 million. Nope. Nope. Just running through these real quickly. NRXP. Man, this thing went through the emotions last week. Nice breakout right here on Friday. Friday, this was a nice breakout. It really was. Friday. This set up a nice wedge. It broke out from that wedge. It pulled back. It held the area it broke out from. All that volume came in. And from 1450s, this thing ramped all the way up to $17. Nice $2.50 run. These types of plays, you have to be patient with them. This was a recent runner. It ran from 10 to 25. You're just playing the bounces on them. NRXP. Let's keep that on watch. Because this thing, it could have a good rebound. It could, for a bounce. We'll see how it plays out. And that's what we do best here at Trading Learning 101. And you guys with us in chat every day, you guys see it every day. We keep eyes and monitor these stocks every day to see how they set up, taking it in levels at a time. CCIV looks like it's trying to set up for something. I mean, even SGOC, I wouldn't count this thing out either. See, when it comes to a point where if I think like I'm on the edge, I don't know if I should take it off my watch list or to keep it on my watch list. That what I like to do, set a price alert. Right now it's at 880s, so I'll put an alert at 950. So if I'm 50-50, like I said, I don't know whether to keep it on my list or to take it off my list. Set a couple alerts higher. Remove it from my list. If at any point during the week next week, if it hits my price alert, it'll notify me. I can pull it back up. I can reevaluate it. There's no point really in getting caught up in one stock. We have close to 3,000 stocks in the stock market. So there's opportunity everywhere out here, guys. Look at SGOC. I mean, this was even a beautiful one right here. Just look at, would you look at that? Just look at it. Just look at it. 850 ramps to $11 right into the close. I mean, this is going to beat penny stocks any day of the week. Where are you going to go? 10 minutes into the close, a stock runs up $3 per share. Heck yeah, I'm going to want to pay attention to this $3 runner right here versus a stock that ran up 10 pennies. I mean, within 10 minutes, this stock got momentum and skipped up $3 a share. Even just a piece of that. Pick up a quick 1,000 shares, ride that rip up $1. That's $1,000 in your pocket. Walk away, you're done. That's the beautiful thing about the stock market and why I love momentum trading. Because opportunities like this can pop up like that. And you just have to be there to take advantage of it. I see a lot more opportunity paying attention to stocks that are over that $5 and above. The higher priced it is, the more it's going to move. The lower priced it is, the more it's not going to move, the less volatile it's going to be. Think of it like this too. The lower priced that stock is, there's more supply out there, and you're going to need a lot more volume to get that stock up and going. So if a stock's 25 cents, the float on it's probably going to be 500 million. So you have such a huge and large supply like that. You're going to need volume to come into that to get prices going. And you're going to need a lot of it. Versus these stocks like BTBT, AHPI. They're reasonably priced at what, $8 a share? The float on it's only 3 million. That's a low supply. So if any type of volume hits this stock, prices are going to skyrocket. Makes sense? I'm telling you guys, if anybody with us in the chat, in the Trading Learning 101 Discord chat, we see countless opportunities every single day paying attention to these stocks that are $5 and above. It's the honest truth. And I hope with some of you guys watching this, and if you're new and you found yourself paying attention to stocks under $1, $2, what I just explained, I hope that was like, aha, that makes sense. Wow. Just because a stock is 20, I look at stocks under $1, guys, they're like lottery tickets. They honestly are. I call them lotto tickets. They're garbage companies. They're either just starting out or they're on their way out the door. They're all money hungry and desperate. So they're either just starting up, they need all the money that they can to grow that company to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Or if they're on their way out the door, they don't care anymore. They're going to want to try to milk it as long as they can and try to make as much money as they can. Makes sense. Yes, over 10 if it... Okay, we're talking about your one stock, LHDX. Irish. Yes, over 10. If it fails, it's done. But saw that big rounding bottom coming up to a key level, just watching it over 10. Nothing is set in stone, just a watch, but thanks for looking. No problem. Have a good night, Irish. I'll catch you in chat tomorrow. So we've been going about for an hour and a half here. We got a pretty good list. It's going so far, going into next week. AEMD. That thing's done. CYTK. You know, this thing was in play. It's starting to come back. Who remembers CYTK? I remember CYTK. It's going right back up on the list. So CYTK, you guys remember this if you're a part of the community here in the Discord. We were talking about this, remember guys, when it kept running up to that $31 and getting denied? Here's that 10-minute. Right at 31, right there. So you see, it got denied at that 31. 1, 2, 3. And then this thing kept getting tighter right here, wedging out, making it look like it's going to squeeze up over that 31. But it collapsed, it fell down. Now it's starting to come right back up to that area that it fell through. So let's keep this on our weekly watch list, guys. This is a potential squeezer. You have to think about it. If it fell down here, shorts are like, bet it's on. It's in a downtrend. It's got this huge gap to fill right here. This huge void in the chart. From 26 all the way down here to $20. Shorts get trapped. They pile in on it. Stock comes all the way back up. And they're putting their stops right just above that 31. Right? This is how a short's thinking. They're putting their stops above that 31. Or they're putting it above 30.50. They're putting their stops all up in here. Shorts are. All right? Stock comes back up and creeps up here, starts blowing through those levels. All those shorts now have to buy to cover. That's when we can see rips, big rips to the upside, guys. And when shorts are coming and covering, you have retail traders, they're entering in. It's going off on people's stock scanners. I mean, this stock is also at all-time highs. When you look at that, well, multi-year highs. Last time it was up near this level back in 2008. I don't know how true that is, because this stock could have done multiple reverse splits. But we have a multi-year breakout potential short squeeze. We're seeing it, putting it together before it happens. This is how we make those big money plays. We see it before anybody else. I mean, look at that run right here. From 29 to 29.90. It rips up $1 into the close. Yeah, bet. Let's put CYTK back up on that watch list. It may not do it Monday. It may not do it Tuesday. But at some point during the week, CYTK, if it holds up, may try to potentially squeeze. We'll just have to see how it plays out. Man, LCID. This is looking pretty good. It is. It's gearing up. It's going up on the weekly watch list. If it breaks over 24, it's going to 24.50, 25, 25.50. You're going to have to take it in 50-cent intervals. Why do I like this? It's been in a downtrend for a while. It's perked up. Now it's starting to pull back and gear up for a potential pop. This thing, it could pop up, like I said, to 25. Take it in 50-cent intervals. So 24, 24.50, 25, 25.50, 26, 26.50. I can definitely see the potential. So let's keep an eye on that. No, that's done for. Alright, so I can delete all these. D-nut, which is Krispy Kreme. I don't know what's going to happen with that thing. MITQ. This thing ran all the way up to almost $6. TPST. Man. You know what? I think I put an alert on this. I'm going to put an alert on TPST at 16:25. If it triggers, it triggers. That one, it could be a nice quick short cover opportunity. AMC, and that's getting pretty tight. Who knows what will happen with that? Wow. CLDX. This bad boy's getting tight. CLDX, that could run up to 50. Man. ALEC crumbled. Yeah, I can delete all of this stuff. And then I got my new watch list. I can import all of these in. Yep, we already talked about BTBT. So we got weekly watch list. BTBT, MRIN, AHPI, Sava, FLGC, HOOD, Robinhood, NAOV, ANVS, BITF, CPOP, CPOP, NRXP, CYTK, LCID. I think I also said CCIV was a good one. What was that other one? CROV? Not. Man, just so many tickers. CARV. No. Man, it was that one up near 40. I mean, I said it could run up to 50. CLDX. Okay. Well, no. Yeah, I guess you're right. Okay. Diego. All right. Bet. Diego and David Friedman. Thanks. I totally forgot about that. So, uh, Cherry Blue or Cupcake mentioned that too. CCIV, they were retiring it and or whatever. Ticker change. It's now LCID. This is already on the watch list. I like LCID. I think it's gearing up for a nice little pop. Yeah. CCIV no longer exists. So, my mistake. My mistake. So, it looks like the SPY last week made a new high. I mean, the SPY just keeps going and going and going. This thing's just a straight up beast. That's our weekly watch list. I'm gonna, yeah, I'll post it in the members chat. And I'll post it in the Monday. That's posted for you guys. Oh wow, I didn't know that Discord did that. Look at right there. Streaming Sunday weekly watch list. I didn't know it did that. Did I talk about AEHR? I don't think so. AEHR, what I would do with that, just set an alert. It could pop to $6. Will it go beyond that? I really don't know. But what I would do, I would just put an alert at 6. And if it pops and hits that alert, then I could pull it up, reevaluate it, maybe keep eyes on it. It's got to prove to me it wants to run and go. I think there's a lot better opportunity that's out there, and we don't even know what's going to pop up Monday. So anything could pop up Monday and steal the thunder. I'll pull back up the Discord too. Go back over on Friday here, see what these guys were talking about. APT, OSAT. Yeah, that OSAT, that's a grinder. I don't like it. We put FLGC on the weekly watch list. I think for the most part, we're pretty caught up, guys. Most popular stocks: DK, SQ, Wish. Okay, let's pull up DK real quick. That was the number one. There ain't nothing going on with DK. Yeah, we can also add on AMC as well and GameStop. Wow. Look at SNTG. This thing sold off from 35 down to $4. And this is a perfect example, ladies and gentlemen, of a stock proven that it's bottomed out. So, real quickly, let's put SNTG on watch for next week. Who knows how far this thing could go? But you see, clear as day. Man, I don't know why they do that. Clear as day, SNTG was in a big downtrend right here. It just kept getting hammered and hammered and hammered and hammered. And it finally leveled out right there. Easy as easy, easy, easy. It leveled out. And from that $4.50, this thing rips up to $6.50. It spikes up $2.50. That's the no-brainer trades that I preach about right here. So it's just like what I'm talking about, Tom Newman. Thanks for subscribing. Welcome to the Wolfpack, buddy. So it's just like what we were just talking about with Sava. I said, don't be a bottom picker. This thing's getting hammered and hammered and hammered. Don't be that person that's trying to predict when this thing's gonna bottom. Nobody knows when this will bottom. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you've been around for 30 years trading. Nobody knows when it will bottom. It's practically impossible to know. Just wait for the stock and the chart to prove to you it's bottomed out and it's ready. Back to that one. And SNTG, I mean, I can't paint the picture any more perfect for you guys. And I hope this makes sense. I mean, that's beautiful. That's a nice play there. That's a real nice play. I'm actually going to take a snap of this. SNTG. So, ticker symbol SNTG. Clear bottom 10-minute. And I'll post it in the Discord. Oh yeah, Discord came out with an update. We can now do threads. So if there's ever a topic that we want to talk about, you can create a thread right here, thread name. Archive after inactivity. So we can all, throughout the day, and even when I do those recaps, you guys see me trying to scroll back in here trying to find stuff. Now we can archive a lot of stuff, so that's pretty cool. I'm gonna upload that picture though. Not that one. Clear bottom 10 minutes. Perfect example. Perfect example of a chart. Perfect example of a chart showing you it's bottomed out after a sell-off. Clear as day. And this is how you guys get better. Save these charts, study them, learn from them, and then when you see stuff like this happen again, it's like a you immediately revert back to it in your brain. You've burned these images into your head. All right, guys. Man, we went for 2 hours. So I posted the weekly watch list to the Discord. If any of you guys are in here, if you're not a part of the Discord, in the video description on YouTube, there should be a link to the Discord. Head over to the Discord, be a part of the community, and also, please start at the start here. It's there for a reason, because if you do not verify, you will get booted from the Discord. We have it protected from spammers and raiders, because there's a lot of people out there that just like to ruin it for everybody. They like to be party crashers. But alright guys, we're all set. We got the weekly watch list up and posted for the upcoming week. We got a brand new month on the horizon. We're going into August of 2021. We're just about done with this year. We're in the last quarter pretty much of 2021. So let's end this year out with a bang, guys. I'm fresh and back from vacation. I'm ready to get on this grind and end this year out with a bang. Let's get it, guys. A lot of good opportunity this upcoming week. Let's get out there and get it. If you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Join the Trading Learning 101 community. As I always say, guys, have that patience, have that discipline, study, study, study.